Hello, everyone. It's your girl Tay here from Let's Talk Wild, bringing you another Naked and Afraid Apocalypse Season 1, Episode 6 review and recap. This is Hellscape. Be damned. For the first time, 12 survivalists take on the scorched abandoned honey. We already starting off with the tongue twisters, okay? Scorched, abandoned, apocalyptic African wasteland where they must scavenge the ruins to survive. Will they be able to survive 35 days without food, water, and clothing? Okay, will they be able to handle the extreme heat and drought? Will they be able to avoid a conflict with wildlife such as lions, elephants? Oh my, yes, black mambas, hyenas, crocodiles. There's a lot going on, okay? And the animals have been making their presence known, and I'm loving it. Okay, but who will escape and make it back to civilization? We'll see this season on Naked and Afraid Apocalypse. Yes, okay. Make sure you guys subscribe, support, like, share, comment. I'm really exhausted. Okay, y'all. Like, it was a long night last night. That's why I'm doing a review right now and not last night because listen, I'll get into it later. But please subscribe, like, share, comment, turn on your post notifications, support by sending a donation to the Let's Talk Wow PayPal or Venmo account. Everything will be linked below. Okay, now let's get into it. If you missed episode 5, I'll have the playlist linked in the description box. Okay, but yeah, let's get into it. Yeah, guys. So I'll probably be doing reviews in the morning now because there's a lot going on with the kiddo. Like, she's like throwing tantrums. It's time for bedtime, throwing tantrums, doing stuff. So it's like 8 o'clock is like I'm hoping that the kid like is sleep, like, right? But no. Okay, it's a lot going on. So I'll probably just do the reviews in the morning. I'll let you guys know in the community tab. Okay, now let's get into the days. Like I said, if you missed episode 5, I'll have the playlist linked in the description box. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of day 18. So Waz and Teal went hunting and scored them a diker to eat. Stephen, Alexa, and Frank found and ate some scorpions. Wes and Steve is rattled. Wes is rattled after they found a black mamba in their shelter. And single solo Joe, honey, he checked the fish trap and found a terrapin turtle. Okay, and night 18, it was windy again. Yeah, and that was going on. Okay, yes, Joe was steady battling the lions, roaring at them back, yelling at them. Night 18. So yeah, skip to day 20. We had a day skip. Walls Hill, they are out walking and see some animal tracks that looks like paw prints, at least 40 yards from their shelter. They also find a canoe. It's already passed away. They can't eat it. Okay. Walls was like, I know it's some maggots in there. Like, mm-mm. They have a talk and they decide to migrate and move to another location. And they begin prepping for the move. They figure out what items they want to bring with them. Tools, wire, etc. Okay. Next up, Stephen, Alexa, and Frank for day 20. Stephen goes hunting in the blind. Frank and Alexa checks Frank's snare traps, and they are still set, and some of the bait is gone. He believes the traps may have too much tension, so they reset them with more baits. Okay, it's very hot, and Steven goes back to camp. Frank says he knows it's hot, but he wants to like hunt. Like that is a priority for him. It's been a couple of days without any fresh meat, so he heads out to sit in the blind. It's getting hotter and hotter, and Frank decides to call it a day and heads back. The walk is rough. Okay, he makes it back and lays down because he's feeling woozy. Steven calls the producers in on the walkie-talkie to get the medic down. The medic comes, and Frank's heart rate and blood pressure and temperature are elevated, but still in normal range. Okay, so no medical tap for him at all. Frank is still in the challenge. Okay, next up we have Wes and Steve. They find some snake skin. Wes is still concerned about the black mamba, but he's pushing through. Okay, they go down to the water and they see that the crocodile is back, and Wes carefully checks the fish trap he built, but Nothing. Steve said they are competing against the croc for food and they have to figure out a way to keep it on the opposite side of the pond. So they decide to get their beaver on, okay? They build a apocalyptic dam, basically. That's what it was. Okay, they gathered some roofing tin sheets and lined them up on the narrow side of their creek with lumber and and rocks. The croc is out there in the water while they are building, so they have to hurry and get it done, okay? And Wes is cursing and frustrated with the building, but he pushes through to finish it. Wes says um he's thinking that South Africa is like his Achilles heel, basically. That they just don't get along, he said. It's the only country that has made him tap. So he tapped out of his last one standing challenge in South Africa in 2023. So, yeah, but they have a moment, and Steve brings up Wes almost biting his head off, getting snappy with him during the, dam building. And Wes apologizes to Steve, and they have a good laugh. And I love that. I love that. Joe, day 20. He checks the fish trap, nothing. He sits in his blind and waits. He starts to hear trees cracking. The elephant is back, y'all. The elephant is back. I don't even need to pull no picture up because we know the elephant is back and it's going on. And the elephant ain't never going nowhere. It's still there, okay? Joe stares it down because he can't take it destroying his blind again. He's calling it a son of a itch and yelling at it to stay away. He yells, then the elephant yells back, and then it leaves, disappearing back into the trees. Okay, he decides to go back to camp and he finds a huge snail, but it is unedible. Dang, I forgot to get the picture, y'all. See, y'all know I'm tired. The girl was exhausted. There was a lot going on. Okay, but it was a African giant land snail. It weighs over 2 pounds and contains diseases carrying parasites red lung, red lung that could cause meningitis if ingested by humans. Okay, I'll have a picture for y'all next time. Okay, all right. Let me make sure I leave a note for myself to do that. Okay, yeah. All right. So night 20. Joe, he hears the hyenas and he starts yelling at them to scare them off, honey. Day 21 was until they made like these bed foam backpacks or like couch backpacks, the foam like of the chairs or the bed, something. I think it was bed though. They made some bed foam backpacks that held a lot of their items so they didn't have to carry them in their hand. They decided to head to a watering hole that is 5 miles northeast, where they will have to stay overnight and then travel farther north towards a group of larger watering holes that are 8 miles away from the wasteland's edge, which they will have to cross to finish the challenge. Okay, the shoes that they made don't help with the big thorns, and Teal had to pull one out of her foot. Okay, Stephen, Alexa, and Frank. Stephen is sitting in the blind, but he has to leave because an elephant decides to show up. He heads back to camp, and they decide that they need to find another location because the resources are not how they once were. Okay. Wes and Steve, the croc is still in the water, but the dam is up. They go fishing. Steve catches a catfish. They head back to camp. They clean and they eat. So, shout out to the boys. The dam worked. Let me tell you, I'm gonna get into it later, but I will say these boys stayed doing something. Steve was always just thinking of what can we do, what can we do, what can we do, and it finally paid off. Period. But I'll get into more of that later on. Um, Joe, we back on Joe. He's sitting in his blind, minding his business when he starts to hear voices. Who is it? Who do you think it is? Yes, Joe has been not ambushed. I don't want to say that. Was until have showed up to the location. Okay, they are there. They're the voices. They set their things down, and Joe whispers, "Son of a itch, this is my watering hole." Like Grumpy Joe. Oh, Grumpy Joe. That's what we're gonna call you, honey. You don't want us to call you Sleepy Joe, also known as Sleepy Joe Biden, honey. Grumpy Joe it is, okay? That name is already taken. But yeah, so grumpy. He finally gets up and greets them. He tells them why he's out there by himself. Till and Walls take a dip in the water to cool down. They have a chat with Joe about the challenge. Till then asks if he has room at his camp because they would like to stay for a little while. Joe says, yeah, okay. Wall says they are staying 2 days tops because they want to continue to migrate. They, while they are still healthy, you want to move. You don't want to try to migrate when you all beat up, honey, and you ain't been eating. Like, no, because that's a sure way for you to pass out on your way. Okay, dizziness, all of that, heat stroke, no. So Joe says he's not, y'all. Can y'all believe this? Joe said he's not getting a good vibe. From who? We gonna get into it later. It's ridiculous. I know, right? Joe says he's not getting a good vibe. He's trying to get a grasp of them being there. They praise Joe for his Boma building skills. They share some of their smoked diker meat with him. He appreciated it and did get emotional. He tells them how the nights and the location can be until it's concerned about the predators in the area. Okay, night one for them. Teal can't stay asleep because of the noises. So Joe said I've been yelling out into the darkness and it's been working. So I hear the animals, they hear me. I yell at them back, and then it's whatever. Okay. um Day 22. Oh wait, he said you got to show them who's boss. Oh, Grumpy Joe. Day 22, Joe Walls and Till, they decide to use the mosquito net to try to catch themselves a terrapin. Walls and Till each end of the mosquito net, and they start dragging it in the water to see if they could catch something. Joe helps by getting branches out of the water so they can walk through better. They find two, and then another, like a total of six. Okay, they head back to camp, prep, cook, and eat them. Joe goes hunting in the blind, and Till was like, there isn't anything here to hunt. He's sitting in a blind for hours and it's nothing, like nothing is showing up, like but this angry elephant. That's it. So Walls and Till wants to, they want to hit the road, Jack. Okay, they want to go. Till wants Joe to come with them, but we gotta see what he gonna say. Grumpy Joe, he might not want to go anywhere. So, but Walls is like, whatever happens, they're like, whatever happens, we're leaving regardless. If he wants to come, if he doesn't, it is what it is. Okay. Joe says it's about, he comes back to camp and, they talk to him about it. And Joe is like, he says it's about putting in time into the area that he thinks will be desirable in a few days. Okay. Okay, whatever you say. But he heads back to camp. Walls and Till have a conversation with Joe about leaving. Joe says he doesn't want to leave yet, and they tell him it's nothing there, but they will leave with or without him. Okay, ciao. All right, next up. Steven, Alexa, and Frank. They hydrate and they pack up to leave. More bushcraft bushcrafted backpacks. Love it. I love it. They decide to head 7 miles to the large collection of watering holes that are 8 miles away from the wasteland's edge. A couple of miles into the trek, Frank is struggling with carrying all of his weight from his backpack. They truly didn't want to. He didn't want to leave anything behind. Okay. Like the rope is cutting his back, his feet is hurting, he has a headache. But they decided to take a break and drink some water, and they finished their hike. They finally made it to a huge watering hole, and the first thing they see is a hippopotamus in the water. Yup. Hippos, harm ill more humans in Africa than lions, y'all. They have the jaw strength 3 times that of a lion. Okay, and their poor eyesight makes them skittish by nature, according to Naked and Afraid Discovery, honey. We already know Discovery is the animal people. They know what they're talking about. Okay, so it's skittish by nature, leading to aggressive and territorial behavior. Pent up energy, honey. Negative energy. The hippos need a cleanse. But they decide to continue walking because the area is too dangerous to stay because of the hippos. Like they're not risking it. Okay. Now let's get into my wild thoughts. Yes, start top music starting 15 mark. Music started, everything lined up. Let's go. Okay. Like I said, like the animals are making their presence known this season, and I love it. And at the end of the day, um I feel like survivalists need to understand if they don't, because I'm not saying that for this is for all of them, but you came on their turf. You understand? And you decided you wanted to see if you could last and do a challenge out here. You understand? So all of the extra cursing the animals like out and stuff, in my opinion, is unnecessary. Calling them son of a itches and like you're getting mad because it destroyed your bone. I understand, not your bone, but your blind. I understand being mad that you built this up and it destroyed it. But however, how many warnings did you have to know that this aggressive elephant was out there, but you decided to continue to stay? So if it did decide to knock over and destroy your blind again, who fault is that? Yours, correct? Grumpy Joe. And this is no shade at all, but we gotta use our brains here. And maybe his thought process was a little cloudy because he out there not eating. Okay, is a lot going on. So maybe his thinking wasn't clear, but I don't know. It's sounding like the ego. Okay, bars. But yeah, so calling the animals all out their names, and it's just unnecessary. These ain't your domesticated cats and dogs. These are wild animals that live in the wild. You came to their home. So, and they've given you enough warning signs to let you know what you need to do and what to expect. But you decided to stay in the area. So that's on you, Joe. Anyways, positive. I think Steve is a great partner. The way he handled Wes when he was frustrated was awesome. Yeah, he's funny and he has some patience. He's a thinker. Like I was saying, like being out there, he's just thinking. Like I just feel like we haven't had a moment where he ain't sit and think about something to do. Like let's do this, let's do this, let's do this, let's try this. And I love that because it's like, come on, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep thinking about innovative things you can do out there. You understand? So I loved it. Loved it. Gosh, back to Grumpy Joe. Joe said he felt bad vibes. I don't know how when he said that, like was and Teal are cool, like are mad cool. But I think at the moment he was projecting. The bad vibes was coming from him, not them, but him. And he was just projecting. But I think Teal won him over after offering him some food. I think he was like, oh, he was happy. He was a little jolly Joe. He wasn't Grumpy Joe when he got that food. She said, go ahead, take some more if you want. He was Jolly Joe. Grumpy Joe, Jolly Joe. He's like a Sour Patch Kid, honey. Uh, First he's sweet. No, no, not a no. He ain't sweet, honey. He don't give sweet. Okay, little Jolly Joe. Okay. I think maybe someone told Teal that this is a naked and afraid show. Naked, because this episode, the clothes she was wearing were gone during parts of the episode. Like when they left their camp to migrate, her shirt was off. But once she, like on day 22 at Joe's camp, her shirt was back on. So yeah, if production did say something, shout out to them, because the fans were definitely clocking that she was like wearing clothes or whatever, and they was just like, nah, this is naked and afraid. But it's like, let that girl wear a shirt. All right, okay, whatever. But yo, we it's all blurred. Like it's not like we saying anything anyway. Like girl, y'all people, okay, whatever, whatever y'all want. Okay, fans. Okay, so now I want to get into the fan comments, and I let the X, formerly known as Twitter fam, know um that my Tyler was having a time last night, honey. So I was like, oh y'all, I ain't gonna be able to make it, honey, to come talk to y'all, but we gonna see what they talking about, and we gonna like some stuff. So Uncle Marv said, hey Joe, you say you're not gonna go out without a fight. This is the hill you want the eye on. I'ma like it. Buick Lacrosse, hey Buick Regal, elephant all arrested and fed, now ready for some fun. Game on. You play too much. Uh, me Mouse Snicky. Can someone please explain to me how Wall still has a shaved head after 20 days? Will somebody say in the comments? I just figured he was bald, girl. Me too, girl. I'm gonna come back to this comment and leave some comments under your comments. Oh my goodness, Lolu Val. Ooh, spicy. Watching some dumb yell at an elephant for being on his territory. Yes, right. Africa. This is getting ridiculous. Team elephant, team animal, not gonna. Yes, girl. Like, come on. I mean, you can yell at it, but it's like you would not be able to beat this animal. So would you just leave? The pride, honey. Lump said that dang elephant want all the smoke with Joe. And do. Here I come. Taller tantrum night. I'll do my review tomorrow. I'll enjoy y'all enjoy watching the episode. Can't wait to see y'all thoughts. Hashtag naked and afraid. Oh my goodness. Book Girl Addict said every episode is a huge yawn. That's my thought. Oh my goodness, girl. What do you think they can do better if they were to bring this show back? Yes, because I really want to know, Book Addict Girl, and I'll read your review on the next your answer um on the next one, okay? Because I really want to know. Um Susie said, that's why I'm not going on Naked and Afraid. Wow, what this person say? Oh God. We not looking at that, girl. Lump said they tried to tell Frank, and he didn't need to go out there, and that's son. Now he is about to get mad tapped. He did though. He didn't. It's gonna take more than that to get Frank out of here, honey. Trust and believe that. Okay. Uh uh was to Joe. Was to Joe, this is my yard now. Please. No, Walls was ready to go. I'm gonna comment on this later too. No, Walls said it's time to hit the road. Okay. Uncle Mom, Joe telling Walls and Tim that they are welcome to stay was hella walking and was Uncle Mom. Book Addict Girl. They should rename Naked and Afraid Apocalypse as Naked and Afraid Groundhog Day. What, girl? OMFG, big y'all, same thing every episode. Nothing changes. Even the conversations are the same. Without changes, they should stick to the single episode format. Okay, girl. Oh my gosh. Okay. Uncle Marv. Was until teaching Joe that people's skills matter. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yes, indeed. Miss Twilly, hey, is he out of his mind challenging a bull elephant? Yes, girl. Mad School KB said I F with Walls until I do too. They cool. All these, and he also said, oh, she also said all these random id animals very suspicious, girl. Stephanie, I feel like Joe has fallen into the trap of sunk cost. What sunk cost fallacy? I don't know how to pronounce that, honey. I ain't never see that word before, especially since he spent most almost the whole time alone. Okay, girl, I'ma kind of agree. I don't know. I'm gonna look up this word though. Steven, hey Steve. He said, Negative Prayer Apocalypse, I am now known as Steve. I'm also now known as Steve to the world. And you is, period. And you is. Okay, y'all. So let's get into um the Facebook comments. I mean the clips. Yeah, let's get into the clips, honey. Oh, here go the elephant, y'all, that Grumpy Joe won't stop beefing with.
I'm gonna see if I can stare him down and get him to leave. Keep away, mother. Well, that worked. That's right. Keep on walking, buddy. I wanted to protect my blind. I've been sitting here hoping that this hunting ground would turn out, and I don't want to surrender it. I stood up to the big baddie, my big foe out here. That elephant needed a reminder who's really in charge out here, and stared him down that he ended up turning and walking away.
Sir, please. I see what these comments saying. Rhonda Whittaker said, I Wonky Joe honestly believes he made that elephant pack up and leave. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh my God. So Carol Hartbrook said, at this point, I'm rooting for the elephant, honey. Oof. Yikes. Somebody said, Karen White Moki said, I think he has lost his mind. Wow, honey, it's a mess. Joe, you are crazy, sir.
Do you feel sick or anything? Or are you okay?
Right.
Here you are sweating.
Yeah, you're turning white. He's nauseous, cold sweats, on the verge of fainting, and heat stroke can kill you just as fast as a leopard or a lion can out here.
You okay?
With the medic?
Call the medic.
Camp to medic. Camp to medic. Yeah, I need the medic down here. I think Frank might have heat stroke. Yeah, I need somebody down here ASAP.
Frank being forced out of a challenge would be a crushing blow.
Yes, it would. It sure
Do you feel sick or
would.
anything? Or are you okay?
It sure would. I put let's not that he hating on Frank. Hope he pulls through and is able to continue. John Coburn said, no, not Frank. OMG, he's leading that team. They need a roof bad. A roof. You know, Pamela Hawk said, Frank for MVP. Hang in there, bud. Hopefully you could turn this around. Yes, I agree. We don't want Frank out of here, honey. It's like I said, it's going to take more than that to get Frank out of there. Oh, here go the hippos, honey.
That monster.
Holy.
Look at that monster. Oh my!
Hippos are assholes. Get catfish down here. I'm going to get eaten by a hippo.
As soon as we kind of come over the ridge, I see this absolutely enormous bull hippo pick his head up out of the water, flap his ears, and just death stare us down.
Is he looking right at us?
100%.
With his little eyes up?
100%.
Oh, yeah.
It was incredibly territorial. They killed more people than lions out there.
Yep.
One of Africa's deadliest animals, hippos have the jaw strength 3 times that of a lion. Their poor eyesight make them skittish by nature, leading to highly aggressive and territorial behavior.
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
I think it's a big male and a female.
So I'm going to be catfishing at the other end of the river.
It doesn't matter where you go.
No, they move.
And they come out at night.
Yep.
No.
And if you're in between them and the water hole, they'll trample you and gore you to death.
I think we have to keep going and find the next waterhole.
One without hippos.
Yeah. Holy.
Yeah, and you don't want to, honey. You don't look, this season the animals have made their presence known and I love it. That's my comment that I left. But yeah, you don't want, like, hold up. You don't even want to, I would not want to drink any water that hippos are swimming in anyway. So yeah. Child, the hippos. I zoned out a little bit thinking about the hippo knowledge, and my brain started running. I was thinking about, Pablo Escobar's cocaine hippos. Okay, check out the channel. It's here, the podcast. Okay. But yeah, guys, did you guys enjoy the episode? Please leave a comment and let me know how you guys are feeling about the episode. It was okay. It was okay. The last episode was really my tea, but I really am happy that Joe finally saw some other people, even though he didn't want to leave, at this time. But yeah, I enjoyed the episode. I'll let you guys know if I'm gonna go live after the episodes are or in the morning. But I'll let you know in the evening after I try to put the toddler down for a nap. And you heard keyword try. It's tough. It's tough right now. But shout out to y'all for still watching. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, share, comment. Y'all know I love talking to y'all in the comments. Turn on your post notifications so you guys can be notified when I upload. Support by sending a donation to the Let's Talk House PayPal or Venmo accounts. Okay, y'all already know it's a wild world out there, but keep surviving. I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.